What up? It's your boy Nick, aka Old Laddie, here to do my Rebel Moon review. It wasn't good. Okay, I want to start by saying this is my first movie reaction. Some of you guys may know that if you've been around for a while. If you haven't, well, you're in for a treat. No, really. So first I want to start by saying I was really excited when I heard about Rebel Moon. I saw the trailer, a few months ago now. I was really looking forward to something different than Star Wars. I'm a very big Star Wars fan, as you can tell by my Star Wars stuff back here. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, even though I do think that Star Wars has been a little bit on a downward track, whatever, from since Disney got Star Wars from George Lucas. But I still think there's hits and misses, a lot more misses. But overall, I think it's a very superior story, flushed out, and but either or, I was really excited about the fact that Zack Snyder was bringing his own version of a Star Wars story to us. I was really excited about something new. I like Zack Snyder. I'm not a huge Zack Snyder fan. I'm not like think he is the greatest director and filmmaker of all time. So there's a lot of stuff that he's done that I really like, but there's a lot of stuff that he did that was direct from other stories, like the DCU stuff, 300. I'm not a big fan of his original IP stuff, such as Sucker Punch or anything like that. But I felt like whenever I was watching and getting ready and getting hyped up, I thought maybe this would be something that would be really in his wheelhouse, as I should say, because you can just pretty much do anything with science fiction, like fantasy type of genre, and I really thought that was going to be easy for him, but overall, it was not. So let me start by giving you the ins and outs of the movie. So, like I said, it's directed by Zack Snyder, and it is the music is by Tom Hockelman. I got a cheat sheet. Also known as Junkie XL. I think he's done work on some of his other films. I'm not a big scores guy. Of course, I love there to be good music in there, but I'm not gonna sit there and listen to scores after the movie. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I don't know, but I think it goes hand in. They go together. You got to watch the movie for the music. I don't get the same effect out of it when I'm just listening to music. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Like as everybody knows, it's a Netflix movie produced by Stone Quarry. I think that's Zack Snyder's own company. Either or, there was the main character is played by Sophia Bertella Scora. And if I mess up any of these names, remember, I'm educating Kentucky guys, so leave me alone, okay? Diamond Hinju, General Titus, Ed Screen is Admiral Noble. We got Michael Huseman as Gunner, Donna Bay as Nemesis, Ray Fisher, he's a blood axe somebody. He's one of the, he's not really in the movie long enough to it really even matter. But there's Charlie Hunnam, as Kai, and Anthony Hopkins voices a robot named Jimmy. Of course, there's other people in the movie as well. These are the main cast and characters of the overall movie. As many of you know, if you're watching this by now, you probably know the ins and outs of what the movie's supposed to be about. It's about a peaceful moon. It's a settlement that's distant from the tyrannical mother world. And then they come and they want to get like nourishment, like their food or whatever, from this community, which was put on the map from the Gunner character. Put the mother world in the sights of this, that they had an abundance of extra food because he sold some to the which you learn to be later. The Blood Axe character played by Ray Fisher's, him and his sister are starting a rebellion, and he sold some of their excess food to them for extra money. I want to. That's kind of like, I kind of paraphrased what the story was about, but I guess some of the pros I want to talk about overall, from my point of view, there's a lot of copy paste from other stuff. Now that doesn't sound like I'm saying a bunch of pros, but it's like he took the good things of a lot of things. I guess the elements of like Star Wars, of course, elements of like the Matrix was in there to a degree. There's, of course, Seven Samurai is kind of the story in and of itself, or there's other elements of other movies. It's kind of used that same type of story, I guess you could say. You could probably say that, like, you got Seven Samurai, and you have I know Star Wars has used those tropey things. There's been a lot of westerns that's used kind of this tropey thing. So it's kind of like recycled, regurgitated storyline. And but like I was saying, like, as a pro though, I mean, I know that sounds kind of negative, but as a pro, it felt like there's a robustness. There's like there's a lot of story to it. There's a lot of stuff that you could say, hey, we got something we could build off of here. There's something that we can go and make bigger and better overall. But it felt like when you're watching the movie break down, it's so, there's no substance. And also it's almost like reverse world building to me, from like what you would say is episode 4 or the A New Hope of the Star Wars. Like, that movie seems like it starts out so small. You're starting out with the robots in the middle of the desert. You wander upon the Lars homestead. Luke's talking about joining the Empire. Like, at that point in time, in that point of the movie, you don't even know that the Empire is necessarily, or he's not talking about the Empire, but he wants to go to the Imperial Academy. You don't even know any of this is a bad thing. You're not like, why does Luke want to go see the bad guys? It's like, there's so much, like, not enough conversation and understanding of what's going on in the story, and all of a sudden then it just starts going everywhere. They show up, they say, I want all this done, and all that other stuff. I need your food, I need more than you guys can share. And then the universe just becomes huge. Like, it's like there's no building. It's like you get to know that the Empire is the worst thing ever really soon, and then this girl has to go and, like, find these people. A character that has to go and find people, and her and Gunnar take off to go find General Titus or whatever. Along the way, they go to this really weird cantina, which in that scene, that's one of the things I have a gripe about, is that, like, all right, so like they go to the cantina city where the cantina is. Well, why is that not the capital of the world? Like, I don't understand. There's things that just don't make sense. Like, you have the Admiral Noble showing up to, like, this little farm village to talk to the father of their people. Why is he not in the biggest city? Why is the biggest city just like, oh, we're just gonna have a cantina scene right here in this big city that no one really goes to unless they want to get drunk and sexually harassed by a pig man? Like, I don't understand, like, what is going on. Like, there's no scope. There's no building. It's just kind of like, and then, like, after they find this character named Kai, which is played by Charlie Hunnam, who, in my understanding, it's very obvious, is working with they call the bounty hunters. Which, is it just me, guys, or is the bounty hunters, are they extras? Are they leftover? Are they leftovers from Lord of the Rings? Are those not orcs? Is that not the orc suit from Lord of the Rings? Like, what the heck? Like, they couldn't come up with their own type of, like, alien? Like, your aliens can look like anything. Like, anything. And like there is later on in the movie, you do meet another alien, uh, but he doesn't look like something you've already seen from another story. And like so, either or, they go and they get out of there. They have to go meet all these people, but you go through the thing and you meet everybody very conveniently, which and obviously is because I think Kai already had the drop of where all these people were, who they were, where they were, so he could get them in the one spot that you learn at the end of the movie. That kind of made sense to me. I actually saw that coming. It wasn't really like a surprise. I was like, oh, okay, he's going to be working. Now, like the only thing that did surprise me is like I thought he was going to be like undercover working for the mother world. No, he's working for the bounty hunters because he's scared of the mother world. Okay, you got a little bit of a twist there. Whoop-de-doo. It's not that big of a twist. It doesn't really change what he's doing or like his real motives. His real motives are still just to get paid. Like now, maybe he has a reason why he's scared of the mother world instead of working for him. I mean, big whoop. Either or, they get to all these characters so quickly, and like there's no dialogue, there's no real setup. You're just like, oh, we've met Gunner, we've met Core, oh, we've met Kai, oh, we meet, Nemesis, and then which is she looks just like I don't know if any of you guys watch Kingdom. I don't know why she's dressed like a Korean, like the Koreans that were in the Kingdom zombie movie show. Like she's dressed up just like that. You can't come up with another. Now I don't hate the swords. I don't hate the swords. I mean, you're kind of having to change it a little bit because of you don't want to do a direct copy of lightsabers. You don't want to be copyrighted. So there is a little bit of a difference there, but overall, it's a lot of the same concepts. There's stuff that's, like I said, from all these other things. Like a lot of people's been saying, he copy pasted a lot of stuff from like Star Wars, Magnificent Seven, Akira Kurosawa movies, heavy metal, you could probably see, Matrix. There's just so much like stuff that it's just like it's over seasoning a bunch of like stuff that has no substance. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's a lot of style, but there's no substance, I guess is the way I'm trying to say it. I mean, overall, I think there's still a lot of potential. There's supposed to be a director's cut that's coming out. There is supposed to be a second part that comes out in, I think, April. I found myself like a second problem I have. Of course, I have these glasses that are really old, but like I had a hard time watching them, not just because of how bad the story was. Like I legitimately like it hurt my eyeballs to watch it. Like I don't know what it was about the movie necessarily. I don't know if it was all the CGI or the way it's shot, like, but it really messed with me. Like I had a hard time watching it. But I mean, overall, I think that like it has a lot of potential if things can be fixed. But I'm worried because, from my understanding, he shot both these movies at the same time. So like, I don't know if he knew of the mistakes or what people weren't gonna like when he was shooting it, because he shot it all at one time. So I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that aspect of it. Overall, like I said, my big thing is like it needs to be more fleshed out. It needs to be a little more substance over style. It needs to be, a little bit less like. I had a lot of like thoughts when I was watching it. Like I felt like, is this like a high budgeted, like, have you guys ever watched like the old Hercules and Xena shows? I don't know if you're gonna understand what I'm saying, but like if you watch those shows, like they'll go on all these side quests that really don't matter. They'll do all this stuff that really don't matter. They'll meet these people that really don't matter. And like that's what this felt like in like a science fiction environment. Like all this stuff was going on and none of it really matters, like at the end of the day, because they do all this stuff to go out, find all these people, and most of them get killed, and then they end up just going back to the village to teach the village. I mean, there was a pop-up, there's a second thing that come up after for kind of a trailer for the next one. So that was like, and it kind of reminds me of like the rest of the Seven Samurai, where they're like, or Magnificent Seven, where they're having to teach the villagers how to protect themselves. I mean, and I, like I said, that's been a trope that's happened in a lot of different movies. Mandalorian was a show that did that. I think it's like episode 3 or 4, where they went to that little town and those people were fishing and those people were attacking them. They had to teach them how to, save themselves for Mandalorian and Cara Dune or whatever. Like it's like the same stuff. Like whenever, my big thing is like whenever I was excited because okay, there might be some influences from these things, but it's gonna be a brand new intellectual property that's gonna be different. When we may use some of the same ingredients, but it's gonna be different. And I just feel like, and I hate to say this because it's holiday season right now, but this just reminds me of fruitcake, man. This is like, you got a lot of great ingredients, you threw it together, and you made the crap. You made like a nasty thing that nobody wants to eat. And that's what I think this is. Like, for me to move on to what I think, well, like I want to give it 2 different scores, right? As much as that doesn't make sense. I want to give it like a 5 out of 10 on this particular movie. If I was going to do like, I was thinking about doing like popcorns or something like that, like out of 4 popcorns. You get like 2 out of 4 popcorns for the overall, this particular movie, the ins and outs, the way this one's shot, not like the director's cut, not all the other stuff. Like, it's like a 5 out of 10. There's some decent stuff there. There's a lot of horrible stuff there. Overall, if I was going to say, if you're talking about world building and potential, I might give it a 6.5, maybe a 7, maybe. I think there's a lot of bones here, but like they need to get in there and they need to not do the dialogue was horrible. Like the acting, I don't want to even say it was the actor's fault, because I've seen some of these people in some different stuff and they're a lot better actors, but I think it's like the script felt so like it was like first draft, like I came up with it. I didn't even like go to Grammarly or check the spelling or anything. Just gave it to them and they just ran with it. And they just like, okay, we'll just use that. And if it sounds weird, we'll just action our way through it. And then we'll occasionally sprinkle in some decent one-liners here and there to make it seem like it's bigger and badder than it is. But it's just like, it feels like there's nothing. And like I said, I was waiting so long and I was so excited because as much as I love Star Wars and a lot of other movies, it almost makes me appreciate Star Wars more. Like this was supposed to be the movie that could have killed Star Wars. This might actually be the movie, and the next one might be the movie that people step back and say, you know what? Making those science fiction, fantasy type movies ain't as easy as it looks, because we could get stuff like this, and like everything, like I said, in Star Wars isn't perfect and great. There's a lot of warts and a lot of bad things, but overall, it's a far superior mythology. I mean, the acting in this compared to like the acting in like the prequels, I mean, they should have gave them guys Oscars. Like, I'm just saying, like this is bad. But like I said, there's enough on the bones to maybe be able to get something out of it. And maybe the director's cuts will be good. You'll get more of like what we're looking for, the story, the substance, and maybe they can build on it. Maybe they can even do some editing changes to the next one, or just give us that director's cut and don't give us this watered down version and say, hey, you already paid for Netflix, you might as well watch all of them. Well, we don't want to sit there and watch all of them. We want to see the best of what you got. If we're paying for the service, we want to see the best of what you got. And I'm like, we don't want to see like have to watch something 15 different ways and 15 different times in order to get the best story. Just give us the best story you got. That's what I think a lot of fans and people out there are wanting. But either or, that's my whole thing on this particular movie. I got some more stuff coming, some different countdowns, some different stuff. I think I'm going to do like holiday candies. Like either I'm going to A-tier them or I'm going to do the best ones. I'm going to try some different ones because I'm a big fatty and I like candy and stuff. So either or. I got some other stuff I had before I came back and let you guys know I've been working on some stuff, and I'm gonna try to give you guys that in the next week or so. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned and appreciate any likes, shares, and subs you can give me. Thanks. Peace.